It's Monday, 11:23. Life is good. Look at this beautiful, luscious, what is this, a cricket pitch? You can tell I'm a sports fan. Got a couple of bin chickens moseying around, doing their business. We love a bin chicken. I'm waiting for Amanda while she's at a appointment for a kinesiologist, and I'm killing time. Not killing time, we're making the most of time. Standing in a park, thought I'd do something different just to mix it up, get out of my comfort zone of the home environment and the couch. So just shooting my daily vlog, and yeah, my morning has started off well. Did a 10k run from Bondi to Club Valley, which is a beautiful run along the coast. Some nice little stair sets and that, which is good. Need the elevation practice at the moment, so that's it's good to just get out. There's a bit of a shift in the weather here at the moment, a bit of a cool change. The weekend was like quite unseasonably hot, I think, for this late in summer. It's been, it was a pretty hot day, but it was nice. Especially when you got Bondi Beach on your doorstep. Like, went for 3 swims yesterday, so that was unreal. The legs this morning, like UTA prep's going well. Putting time into an actual training plan, nutrition plan. Spent a couple of hours last night on that. Feeling good about it. It lights me up, gives me a good goal. Had a day off training yesterday. This morning the legs felt heavy, which is, to be honest, it's just part of the process. Like, I could easily try and convince myself, it's like, nah, I'll just sleep in, I'll just have another day. But in the end, some days you just have to get up and train, and the body isn't going to love every day, that's for sure. So proud of myself. Still did 10 kilometers and felt good afterwards. Scrambled eggs on toast for brekkie on a bagel with avocado. Oh yeah. This morning, like, trying to come back to self. My constant reminder is home. Home's the word that I use as my like anchor word to try and bring me back into myself, to really disconnect from the thinking mind. And it's helping, just like come home, just home. Every time I'm like lost in thought, running, going about my day, just home's the reminder, using that word as a little reminder just to come back to myself. It's that place of homeostasis, and home is where the heart is. That's what I use as my reference. Feeling a bit of like tension in my right side, which is pretty familiar for me. It's usually related to stress. I think it's just the UTA goal is big. It's a new thing for me, and it's my body's way of just expressing that. It's the emotion that just gets stored within my body. The body keeps score, as we know. So just being aware of it, but I know I'm heading in the right direction. Like, it's nice to have some trajectory and things to aim towards, and I don't really need to expand on it. I've spoken about it a lot. I think it's just setting goals that test your capacity, but aren't beyond your capability, like the Ironman stuff. I think I've gone into it a lot, and this goal feels good. Like, I'm really excited for it, and this time around it's going to be a lot different. The UTA stuff, I'm going to do a bit more of a content plan around it, try and share the journey. I guess I'm around people that are doing the thing or have done it or into running and know a lot about it, but I think the thing that would be a benefit to a lot of people is people who don't know anything about it, the race, trail running, what goes into it, the nutrition. So I'm going to just like go back to the basics of running through my gear, what I use, the different nutrition on the day, what I'm using leading up to it, just trying to share that stuff. I think people find that quite intriguing. I was talking to Amanda last night, and I was sort of like, what would you like to know? And I guess it's not something that she's familiar to, the whole nutrition and running and that sort of stuff. So the whole process, like even the vest she hasn't seen, I guess for me it's like second nature. I've spent hours doing the thing, so I think that's what people will be interested in, but open to comments and feedback. And yeah, it's a goal. Setting a time will really test my capacity. The first time was just like the goal was really just to finish it, and did it in 14 and a half hours. So to shave another 2.5 out will test me, but I know I can achieve it as long as I come up with a plan, stick to it, hit all my goals and that along the way. But yeah, just listening to people that inspire me, endurance athletes, absorbing podcasts, stuff like that. Just learning too. I find podcasting a really good balance of like entertainment and knowledge, and people that inspire me, people that I respect, they're the ones that I look to, and just absorbing different information. And a lot of change this time compared to last year for the training. Training smarter, having more of a plan, content plan, different people, different support this year. I know it'll be a different experience going into it. Having done it before takes out a lot of the unknowns, a lot of uncertainty, which really helps on the day. I think it really helps with the mindset going into it. That way, the things that you worry about, the unknowns, they're not certain, but there's a lot more clarity around them. So it just opens up more mental capacity to be able to put that into yourself. It's part of my thought process this morning was things that come to mind is living in the city. And even Amanda questions me this, like asked me, and it's like, how do you find living in the city after, sorry, I'm just checking my timer. How do you go being in the city after living in Newcastle? And Newcastle is about 2.5 hours north of Sydney. It's a smaller city, a bit more relaxed, a bit more chill than Sydney. A little bit of a different pace, I think, that it runs at, although slowly changing and evolving over time, as like Sydney has as well. And it's like, could I live here? I think I've answered this question before, but it's like, yeah, I could definitely live here and enjoy life. Is it my first preference? I don't think so. The thing that I'm really working on is I have this, like, you can create heaven and hell wherever you are. And it's all around your mindset, you know. Like, I talk to people that live in Sydney and they whinge about, you know, the parking and getting around and this and that. And it's like, well, yeah, we have such a negative bias, which I spoke to last night on my vlog. And you can also shift that mindset. And for me, it's a big one, is like the conditioning of my mind. And I think growing up, seeing my parents, and then just the way that the majority of people, I think, in society live in that Monday to Friday work mindset. And it's something that's it's like a pattern inside myself. And especially when I'm here in the city on a Monday, like, I'm trying to adopt the, like, every day can be a Sunday. Like, people are just so more chilled out, like they have time to just sit and have a coffee, and Monday comes around and it's like the hustle, the grind, the push to go and get after it. And I so easily get caught in that as well. And it's like almost this feeling within me of like, I'm not doing enough, I'm not moving forward. And I think it's more for me at the moment just around the internal work that I do and my ability to just live with like every day as a Sunday, to be honest. And there's no reason that I can't do that. There's no reason that I have food, shelter, love, water, the basic things of human life. I have connection, and I can create hell within my life, and I've definitely been in that, like living in Newcastle, owning my own home, all these things, like not having to worry about income and still living in a place of like turmoil within my head. And you can change your material world, the external environment, but internally that won't change. Like the external world will never fulfill, modify what's going on internally. So the biggest shifts for me within the last 12 months, and it's really come up again lately, is just the just coming back to the internal. And it's easy to see the external world and people, there's the comparison between myself comes through, and just social media is a big thing where it's like, it's just not healthy and really conducive to me. Like my relationship with it's changing, I think, and just being drawn to it and comparison with others, and just really recognizing that it doesn't really, yes, it's a tool that I believe will benefit my life, but it's using it with healthily, I guess, and being conscious of that. Something that this morning that really sort of, for me, I think an example of why it's challenging for me living in a city, like a large city like Sydney would be, is the fact that twice I've seen, there's this coffee shop opposite Amanda's house, and yesterday and today the people, two very similar scenarios, but the one this morning was I walked out of her apartment onto the street, and there's this lady on the opposite corner on a Lime bike, like a one of those bikes you get off the street, hire bikes, and a guy in a Tesla, and they're just like having this screaming match, like she's just screaming, going off at this guy about not having his blinker on or something, and he's just giving it back to her. And I'm just like, holy Jesus, like people are just so highly strung, like their inner world is just like chaotic, and those negative energies just attract one another. Like if I cut someone off and they yelled at me, like my reaction, I believe, would be very different. Like I would be maybe feel the feelings, but the reaction that I would give to that would not be so explosive. And it's like these two people, like the negative energies just come together, and all it takes is something simple to just tip people over the edge. And it's like those people are carrying that into their day, like this is Monday morning at like 8 o'clock, and they're just blowing up, and like that negative energy, and like I could imagine their like day would have been, I don't know, ruined, but possibly like not off to a great start. And for me, I'm just like that, and the people, like the traffic, just people were so in their bubble. It's just a bit of like, you walk down the street and people can nearly walk, it's like they can nearly walk straight through you and out the other side, like it's like you don't exist. There's just this, you can walk down the street and make eye contact with someone, and it's almost like they don't look back, they just look through you to the other side, and it's like you're a ghost sometimes. And I think the difference between Newey and Sydney is like I go on my morning exercise and I just try and give some smiles to people, and I might get let's just say 10 in Newey, I get 5 in Sydney, 5 returned. And You know, it's a simple smile. That's all you have to do, you know, is that can just change the trajectory of someone's day. I think it's a constant reminder for myself, like, as long as I can be the best version of me, turn up with a smile on a Monday, enjoy life, like, that's all that really matters, you know. I don't have to do any more, so proud of myself. The last few weeks I've had this like really massive tension within myself and like built this stress, and today's Monday and I feel pretty good, like less guilt around not doing anything, or let's say not doing, but not on the go. I still feel that like tension and unease is like, I need to jump on my laptop, I need to do this thing and that, and it's just like, I don't have to do anything, you know, and just being content with that. And yeah, it's a great start to what they call the week, and grateful for the life I get to live. Happy Monday, everyone. Oh yeah.